All right, so here we go. Do a couple of vids, but one, I want to give everybody kind of like a um, recap, technically looking forward based on what I see. One, we already had the reverse split, the elimination of APE, and the settlement shares hit. What we're waiting on now is the dilution shares to come in, but that can't really come in yet because the settlement shares are still. You've seen all the everybody with the different numbers all over the place. I've gotten so many emails on it, I can't even answer it. Why does my account have this? Why do I have less this? Why was it at this price? I have way too many of those emails, and all I can tell you is we're all over the map. Okay, to the point where I stopped looking at my account on AMC. That being said, let's just look at this going forward. The next phase of this is going to be something that's, I guess, the most interesting thing overall. And it wasn't a reverse, but it wasn't getting rid of APE. It wasn't even the settlement amount. What it is the dilution. That's what we've been fighting off for the last 2 years. And here we go now. We're finally going to get the actual dilution because APE was always out there. Okay, APE was out there, AMC. But these new shares, this is what they wanted. This is the real cleanup operation. So now, the question is how many shares? Some people say 6 million, some people 25 million. I can tell you something. It's going to be based on what the people on the street tell AMC what they need. That's what I believe is going to happen. Let me explain to you the reason why. If they drop too little of a shares, then they're going to have a big problem because this thing could rip up. And it could rip up much faster than AMC could react to it and dump more shares. So in order to protect the remaining shorts, which their shorts have been cleaning up behind the scenes, don't be fooled. But there are going to be new positions being taken because everybody knows the stock is going to go down. Yeah, it can go up, of course, but it all depends on the AMC math. That's why right now I'm a little bit pulled back because I'm looking to see how much shares are being dropped. Now remember, the MOAS is gone, but that doesn't mean a rise in price can happen in order to make people somewhat whole or even some money on top. But the MOAS is gone. I've seen some people put out videos at the squeeze and they're like, yo, dog, you gotta stop. If we get up to $40, $50, let's just say $60, they got shares. They got shares to turn this off. Okay, stop. You're fucking with people now. They got shares. What was always the kill switch on AMC, they got now. So it all depends now. It all comes down to how many shares they're going to drop and whether their math is correct. Everybody's numbers are all over the place. Some people are still locked out of their account. Fidelity says one thing. Webull says another thing. Robinhood says something else. Cash App says something else. I got the emails. I see them. So I think people need to right now understand we're writing this criminality out. Okay? And let's just put it this way. It's not like I wasn't warning people that this was going to happen. So you need to just stay calm because right now, this train is running out of control and it doesn't have a conductor in it. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. And the evil clown, he's about to take control of the train. It's popcorn. I wish it was different, but this is where we're at. Now, people tell me, no, you're wrong. Cost to borrow. I'm like, they got shares. They got shares. That's all that mattered to them. And shares, available shares, stop MOASs. Do you understand? Now, we could run if their math is off, but remember, once they clue in on it, they're going to put shares out. Just like on June 2nd, it took up to $72 for them to mobilize. Okay? So please understand, we have a certain window to have our run. I know people are going to go, no, we can run to 500, to 1,000. I'm like, whatever. I'm just telling you based on what I see, what this is, what AMC is. So that's my take on AMC as it is as of this night. I'm waiting on the additional shares because that's when I'm going to be able to actually look at it and go, okay, let's look at the stock again from the beginning. What's the float? Who's shorting it? What's the cost to borrow? And the reality of when can I see this thing run? going to have positive numbers. It's going to negotiate some debt, some positive news coming out. So I'm like, okay, remember we had our little run up to $21. Then it was chopped down. And then it ran a couple of months later up to 72. Understand, we're back at ground zero again. The difference this time around, a lot of us, we're not in for this for the long term. We're looking for the bump and get out. I always said if they got their hands on shares, when they created Ape, that was the access point for everything. That was the switch. And like I said earlier today, the guy that I bumped into on the street, all I can tell you is this. When he said, I think we got fucked or they fucked us, it just made me sick. But then, I mean, what I said at that moment was, we still got the coins. Inside of me, I don't believe in just laying down and just, it's over. It ain't over as long as this Puerto Ricans breathe.